Hello, it's Jeanette with G Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and in today's tutorial I am just going to show you how I put together another ribbon box. But you see, this ribbon box is going to be a little bit bigger, actually kind of a lot bigger. Look, this is the size of the ribbon this is the size that it normally comes in, but now we have this ribbon, and it is called the Mint Macaron soft velvet ribbon, and they put it in this bigger dispenser. So I want to give you the measurements and show you again how I put this together, but I also wanted to show you how I come up with the measurements for my ribbon boxes. So no matter how wide they are, you'll be able to make your own ribbon dispenser. So first, of course, you need to measure the width, and you need to add like 1/8 of an inch to the width, if not like maybe 1/4 of an inch, because you want to make sure that there's enough wiggle room in the box so that this will turn. Okay, in other words, this is my smoky slate box. I showed that to you in my other ribbon box video, but you see how smooth that is opening? That's because I've given it just a little bit of room to do that, and then I can roll it back in and it stays nice and neat. Okay, so, this is just some extra ribbon. I haven't even opened it yet, but I already have a box for this color, but I just kind of wanted to show you how much bigger this box will have to be. So once you've got this measurement here, and mine actually measures almost 4 inches, so I'm going to add 1/8 to that and make it 4 1/8. But you also have to take into consideration the height of this ribbon here, and the dispenser, that is, and I am showing that it is 3/4 of an inch. So if I add 1/8 to that, that means that it is 7/8 of an inch. So it has to be 7/8 of an inch plus 4 1/8 of an inch plus 7/8 of an inch. So that means that my paper has to at least be 5 7/8 inch wide when you total all of that together. But since I'm making it a fold over box, then you'll have to add another 4 1/8 of an inch and another 7 1/8 of an inch for the width. So it'll be 7/8, 4 1/8, 7/8, 4 1/8, and 7/8. And so when you total all that up, you're going to get 10.78 of an inch by 5 7/8. So I've got a piece of thick basic white cardstock here. I'm going to bring out my paper trimmer, and I want to make sure that I'm cutting the length this way first. Make sure that it's here on camera so that you can see it. So I need it to be 5 7/8. Okay, so we're just going to cut it 5 7/8. And then I also need it to be 10 7/8. And I know that this measures 11 inches. So all I need to do is just take 1/8 inch off of it. But it is a little bit difficult to do here because you don't really have the measurements here. So I am going to have to open it up and measure exactly 10 7/8 right here. You see, I barely, well, I guess there is kind of a measurement there, but I feel a little bit safer doing it like this with the arm open. So we're just going to cut off that 1/8 of an inch off the end there, and that's it. Okay, now we have the measurement for our ribbon box, and let's put this away. I'm going to be bringing out my Simply Scored scoring tool, if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. I put it in a different spot. And I'm going to score the long side, okay? And I'm going to use the big ball on my my stylus here. And my score lines are going to have to be 7/8 of an inch, of course, okay? And then I'm going to go to 5 inches. And then I'll go to 5 7/8. And then I need to go to 10 inches, okay? And then I'm going to turn this around and do 7/8 of an inch on this side. And then I'm going to move it over to, I believe that would be 5 inches. Or I could just turn this around and do another 7/8 just to make sure I have it perfectly even on both sides. So that's 7/8 of an inch and 5 inches there. And here is my bigger box with all the score lines here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and put this together. But before I do, what I want to do is I want to take my circle and put it right in the center as close as I can. One thing that I didn't do is I didn't mark the hole here, but I think I'm just going to eyeball it. So I have, let's see, I just want to make sure that this is right in the center here. I'm going to use a little bit of my removable tape. You could also use washi tape, and even if it's not perfectly in the center, it's going to be okay. And that's so that you can make sure that you have enough room to put your finger in there and to wind this around. Okay, that is from the layering circle framelits, or actually they're called layering circle dies now. And I have used, let's see, the first, second, I think it's the third to the smallest one. Okay, and I'm also going to cut one of these little scallop circles so that I can kind of decorate the outside like I did before on the other video. So let me just go ahead and take this to the die cutting machine and I will be right back. So I've cut my hole here, but what I also did is I cut a hole on some mint macaron because that's the color of this ribbon. In mint macaron, I did the hole the same size as the as this hole here. Now my paper is going to shred, but that's okay. We're going to just take this out, and we are going to be putting this right here so that I have that little decoration on the outside of my ribbon box. And this is also so that I can recognize the color right away when I want to use it. So I will be right back after I die cut this. So after I die cut, I got this really pretty little scallop piece here, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue it. Sorry about this tape all over my fingers. I'm just going to glue it with some Tombow Mono multi-purpose glue. Let me just get out one of my silicone craft sheets here, so I can apply the glue to the back of this. And it's not a perfect circle, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue all the way around the edge, just like that. And let me grab my tweezers. So I'm going to pick this up, and I am going to just put this right on the outside, just like that. Okay, and this is completely optional. You don't have to do this. I just do this so that I can recognize my ribbon quickly and pull it off the shelf. Okay, instead of having to look at the name, I know that I can see the color I need. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. And I'm going to use my bone folder for that. So I have all of my lines all burnished down, folded and burnished. Now I'm going to bring out my paper snips. And on the other side, I'm going to be cutting up all of these lines here just to that score line and just into that score line, and then I'm going to just cut that score line completely off. Now you can wedge here if you want to. That would be fine. But the reason I don't like to wedge is I like to give myself a little bit of room for the adhesive for when I fold that up like that. So, I mean, just do whatever you feel comfortable doing. If wedging is what you like to do, then go right ahead and wedge away. I'm just cutting up these lines here, and I'll do the same with the other side. Okay, I have all of my pieces, or all of this edges cut. Okay, and now I'm ready to punch the hole. Okay, so I'm going to punch my hole right here, and I'm just going to eyeball the middle here. Okay, and I have a very small 1/2-inch hole punch. Let me grab it. I think that's going to be it. You could actually even use a 3/4-inch hole punch here. That would work okay, but you have to just be careful that you're right in the middle when you're using a bigger hole punch. But I'm using my 1/2-inch hole punch here, And then I'm going to just dry fit it and put this together. I'm not putting it completely together, just dry fitting it, because I need to mark the other hole for the bottom part of the box. So dry fitting it is this, just like this. Okay, that's pretty good right there. And I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw that circle inside there. And this is where my other hole needs to be. So let's just punch this hole. And now we're ready to put this together. So I'm going to bring out my silicone craft sheet, and I will be using some tear and tape with this. You can use some of the Seal Plus, but you want to make sure that this box stays together. So try to use a strong adhesive. Even some of the Tombow Mono multi-purpose liquid glue would be fine here. So I'm just going to be putting some tape right here on the edges here. I'm going to grab my little block that I used to tear my tape, and I'm going to put tear and tape right here. So I'll be putting tape on all of these little tabs. Now I'm also going to be putting a little bit of tear and tape on the insides here. And that's so that when you have the box closed, it will stay closed and this flap will not be flapping around and trying to open up your box. So I'm putting a little piece of tear and tape on either side, here and here. Now I'm going to remove all of the tear and tape from everything, and I'm going to be using my take your pick tool. Not that one. I have two, actually have two take your pick tools. I want the one with the little pick part here. And we're just going to go ahead and remove all of the backer paper. I don't want to remove this inside just yet. I want to put the box together, and I don't want that stickiness to get in the way, so we'll pull that off last. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the top together first, and I just need this part here, and I just want to line up those edges really nice and neatly like that, and do the same on the other side, lining up the edges nice and neatly like that. And then the bottom part is going to come together the same way, but we'll put that middle tab on the bottom like this, like that, like this, and like this. Okay, so there is our box. And now I'm going to take this, I guess it's cellophane, the wrapper off of here, and I'm going to make sure that the tape is coming underneath and going toward the right. So I'm going to just place it right here on the side. I'm going to thread it through here on the bottom. I'm going to put the tape now in the box, and then I'll thread it through the top. Okay, there it is. And now I'm going to take off the tear and tape. This is where you need to take the tear and tape off of here. That not the tear and tape, but the backer paper. You take the backer paper off of here. Now you could also use glue dots if you want to, but I'm using the backer. I'm just using tear and tape there. And now close it down. There it is right there. Closing it down. Okay, test it out, pull some out, wind it back in. And you want to put a little glue dot right here so that it stops it from going all the way into the box, because then you'd have to open up the box and then refeed it in there. So I'm just going to put a little glue dot right here. Okay, and that is going to keep it from going all the way in the box. Okay, and now what I probably should have done first is write down the name of the kind of ribbon that it is here, and I will do that later, or I might even just make a label for it on my computer. That would look a lot neater. But anyway, this is the bigger box, okay? And this is like the smaller version of the box. And you see what I'm talking about? So I hope that I've taught you something. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And I hope that you will try this. Neaten up all that ribbon with ribbon boxes. I will leave a link in this video to the tutorial that I had for these boxes here. And I did make them a little bit smaller as far as right here. Pretty much the same size this way, but a little bit narrower. But I have measurements for, I think, about 4 or 5 different, maybe 4 sizes. So anyway, this is my tutorial for today. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Like my video, subscribe if you want to, so that you can get notified every time I put up another video. So all the tools and supplies I used are going to be in the description of the video, and you can also shop at my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. So once again, I'm Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye bye.